That's fucking hard. Did you hear me say that? Anyway, I felt like talking about what I don't know. I don't understand human life anymore. I've said things like this before, but I'm constantly being amazed by things. Just now I amazed myself. I lost a creamer. You know the little creamy things they have out, and you just put them in your tea or coffee or whatever. Okay, I was in there, get food. The creamer box is in there. It's easier because I don't end up using the. If I buy a whole thing of milk, I don't end up using them all. So I just been buying those so I can, when I make a cup of tea, because it lasts forever. Well, not forever, like whatever. But you understand. So I was in there and I was doing something and I threw one and I thought I hit the couch so that when I came over here, I would be able to pour it in my tea. It disappeared. I didn't bounce. I watched it. I didn't see it bounce. Now I'm like, at some point I'm going to squish it. I don't know where the hell it went. Yeah, what else did I feel like talking about? I think I'm just going to keep talking and pausing and talking and pausing. So this will be not a quick chat, but a God knows what chat, long chat, middle chat, medium, rare. Spider-Man looks like it's being successful, which is great for the box office. Maybe great for the people of Earth. We'll see what happens. They're talking about New York, saying that they got like a triple count of COVID cases. Look, like I said, people, they're supposed to be doing masks. They're supposed to be doing this. And I watched the Today Show. None of these people are behaving. Nobody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, like the hosts and stuff like that. You can't be like, okay, we're going to sit right next to each other and talk and project our voices and it's going to be fine. And the rest of you people need to get masks, need to do everything else, need to, you know. And the rules are so weird. Like, okay, if you have a business, you don't have to. If you have a vaccine rule and all this stuff like that, I'm just like, whatever. If everybody goes to see Spider-Man, and everybody goes because they're in various forms of vaccination, various stages of vaccination, and people are wearing masks or they're not, depending on the theater, who knows. I think nobody gives a shit anymore. That's what I think. And I think I'm the only person who ever pays attention to the rules. That's why I am the way I am. Because whether I like rules or not, I follow them. I like order over chaos. I think if everybody could you imagine just if nobody, like I said, if nobody followed traffic rules? Sometimes you can't follow rules. Like, you don't obey traffic rules if, like, you have to rush your kid to the hospital or something. You know what I mean? But under normal circumstances, rules help. Why are they forecasting snow? That's not on me, is it? The weather's been warm. I had like a whole week to do stuff and I didn't. I put out half a bag of leaves. It's the last day they collected leaves on Thursday, so it's like, too bad till next year. So they're gonna have to just be fertilizer now. I couldn't do it. All the crap going wrong with me, exhaustion and everything else, and I don't know. But so the point is, if Spider-Man does well, which it looks like it's going to do, that's good news for movie theaters. It's good news for the future of films. Maybe if everybody has fun and they see that the numbers are up, maybe they'll say, you know what, let's stop being ridiculous with these rules crap, because it's stupid. It's stupid, but maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. To me, it's a hopeful sign. I'm not going to see it. Again, I don't have money. If I did have money, any little more, I would save it to go see Matrix. Honest to God, I actually looked at AMC today just to see what Spider-Man was about, like how it's selling out at my local theater, how many screens they had. Looks good, you know, but again, you know what I mean? If you if you've made it this far through the COVID, I think you're gonna. I have the nail clip is in my hand. I have a cup. This is my cup. Where is it? I have two of these. They're the kind that you put the little hat on it, and it's supposed to be sort of like a thermosy cup. I got them from Walmart, right? So I can take my time drinking my tea. I like to zip, and I would like to drink my tea over an hour or so. So I don't want it getting cold. But I would just, because it's metal, and I somehow my hand kept jerking and hitting. Anyways, so the point is, it looks pretty good for something. I mean, the theaters must have got funding, right? From the government. So I think Matrix will do really, really well. Spider-Man obviously is going to do very well right now. I don't know what's coming up after those, though. Oh, John Wick eventually. But I'm trying to think of anything I would go see. Like, I don't, at this point, I wouldn't go see Spider-Man in the theater. Because as I've been following, as I've been seeing these trailers and stuff, it's like Spider-Man, this kid, and it seems like it's made for the people who grew up on Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield and this new Spider-Man. That's what it seems like to me, because I saw fan service and I heard that the fan service is done right. I don't personally want fan service. The last two Tom Holland Spider-Man movies were fine. I like the kid a lot. But in terms of, was the movie something I was like, yeah, okay, it was fine. Do I, oh my god, I love that movie so much? No. Did I say that about any of the Spider-Mans? No. The last thing I remember really liking was, what am I going to tell you? Am I going to tell you the truth? Am I going to say James Franco? You know what I mean? I liked that he was Green Goblin Jr. or whatever you want to call that. But that's how long ago. Like I said, I don't even know if I saw the other one. So since I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, I think I can skip it and wait until it's easier to watch and you're not risking yourself and paying money and whatnot. So I think I can wait for Spider-Man. I hope everybody has a great time. Otherwise, Rocket's on pot. So a lot of Broadway stuff is on pot. This is what I'm saying. I don't understand New York City, because they've got this massive cases and it's spreading. But I don't know that. But they also, at the same time that they're putting in all these new measures for this new, because of this new Omicron or however you say it, they're also, a couple days later, they're saying, oh, it doesn't seem like it's that severe or something, or it just, what are they saying? It like gets into you really fast or something. They're like, it like, instead of taking, I guess, days to bubble in your system, it goes real fast. I mean, not saying it leaves fast, but it just goes boom. You know, as opposed to the other ones, which I guess took time to percolate or something. I don't know. That's what it sounds like. I am not a medical professional. I am not contradicting any CDC things. What I basically heard is that something about it is quicker. Okay, but I also didn't know that it's, I also was getting the vibe from what they were saying that it's not as severe as the other ones. Which is how, isn't that kind of how things go? They just like copies, like if you make a copy of a copy of a copy, it starts to get weaker, it starts to get less quality. So isn't that kind of, I'm just asking, see, it's in the form of a question, isn't that how viruses go, or germs go, or something like that? Like, the third time it comes around, it's not as strong as the first time. Is that a thing? Is that not a thing? I'm asking. I don't know. But they're closing a lot of stuff, and we're moving NFL games because I guess basically, to sum up what I was trying to say, it seems like this Omicron, according to what I heard, not an expert, it spreads faster, put it that way. Which I didn't feel so hot the other day, but I think it was the cake I bought. Remember I showed you the Yule log? I didn't feel right. And then I ate it later on. And then I started to feel better. And then the next day I had another piece, and then I felt bad again. And I'm like, nope, I think it's the Yule log. And I said, no, I'm not eating it anymore. There's a half of it sitting over there. I was supposed to throw it in the garbage. And since I haven't taken any more, I felt fine. So I got a cootie Yule log. It is what it is. I've been enjoying watching Keanu and Carrie Ann on these shows. I did a phony reaction to them on Kelly Clarkson. I don't know if I'm going to put it up. I'm kind of sick of myself because, like I said, I'm doing all this stuff and then I'm not going to see the movies. Because at this point, it's because of money. I would sit there and watch Matrix Resurrections. I would. So unless I learn how to do something that could make a money in like a week. I'm supposed to be, I've been trying all these programs and stuff to see if anybody can come up with anything. So, I don't know. I'm very confused about life. Like I said, I'm mystified by myself. I'm mystified by life. Nightly news is coming on. Maybe I should react to some of that. Huh. Did I have anything else to say? Oh, looks like people went after Mads Mikkelsen. Just like I was like, no, sorry, you're not Johnny Depp. Which I like Mads Mikkelsen, but it's kind of like, now it's like real life The Hunt. Because he shouldn't have taken Johnny's role. I just, look. He's pleading ignorance or something, or I think he like quit Instagram because rabid Johnny fan. I'm not rabid. I am a fan, and I will state my case, and I will calmly protest your shitty movie. But I'm not going to go after you and make you cry and leave Twitter or Instagram or any of these things. I don't believe in canceling anybody, and I would not cancel Mads Mikkelsen. He just should not have done that, in my opinion. What else is going on? I don't remember. I had something to say. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to pause. And then maybe if the nightly news makes me want to say something, I will. Oh, yeah. I keep seeing this Wendy's commercial where they're bragging about their new crispy, crunchy fries. Am I the only person on this earth who likes soggy fries? Because I just made some. And they're not soggy enough. They're a little bit too crunchy. And I'm like, my preferred kind of fry is the kind of fry I grew up on. You go to McDonald's, get a fry, pick it up, and it go boop. See, like these kind. See how straight that is? No. So it actually looked like a shoestring, right? You just flop over. Like really moisturized by whatever grease or fat they used to use. Everything was better back then. The world is crazy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I keep thinking I should stop doing these reaction review things because nobody gives a crap. But I don't know what else to do with myself. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not even a human if I'm not doing anything. You know? I don't have the mojo to do the things I probably should do. Can't read. Don't know why I can't read. Keep watching movies from the library when I got stuff I'm supposed to be watching on the other things before I oh, there's Lester. Let's see what he's talking about. Yeah, this morning like none of my remotes wanted to work. I had to like rub all the batteries. Not the whole thing. They're not. Wait, what? Oh no. When I was a kid, when I was little, I wanted to be a Rockette. Like when I was really little, and I didn't know of any other dancers. I never actually went to the Christmas Spectacular. I lived there for 8 years. I went to the like premiere of The Lion King or something, and they were in that. They're like kicking and stuff. I saw them a few times doing other things, but I never went to the Christmas Spectacular because by the time I got there, I thought it was not stupid, but I was like, that's for little kids, you know, just like the Nutcracker. I always went to the I think I went to Nutcracker when I was little, up in Boston. But I went to Nutcracker a couple of years ago because it was a Russian ballet, not the Bolshoi, but a Russian ballet group, and I felt like watching Russians do ballet. I started to miss Russians when I came back home, and they weren't nice to me. Rapid COVID surge. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I was talking about. So everybody's, well, most people are vaccinated who want to be. Then there's people who got the boosties. But if the cases are still happening, how do they explain themselves to themselves? I know I still think what I thought before. Classrooms closed. I just mean, sometimes it seems like they're talking out of two sides of their mouth. Because they think that we don't hear the word cases. That's the problem. The more they talk about the number of cases, the more people don't care. People want to hear about deaths. Give us that number. Because, you know, I don't know. I mean, listen. They're canceling the rest of this season's Christmas Spectacular. Oh, no. Wait, is Moulin... They showed the sign for Moulin Rouge. Is Moulin Rouge start? Because they got shut down by... It's the first time I saw it in Boston. It was pretty good. I'm a fan of Aaron Tveit, so... Is he still in it? I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they know anything. I think they're really lost now. Zombie apocalypse, this is coming next. I don't have any time for these people talking about hospitals being on the brink when they closed all the field hospitals so fast. They made them, closed them. They had 2 years to build more permanent hospital buildings. You know what I mean? Like buildings, not tents in the park. All these places that went out of business, they could have repurposed old malls. This is what I'm saying. They had 2 years to make more rooms somewhere. And it's been going on for years. For years, hospitals should have been adding on extensions that were just freaking rooms because they're always not having enough room. And they did shit to make hospital workers quit by not treating them right, not giving them, like I said, they should have got hero bonuses. Pfizer vaccine setback for kids under 5. I thought I saw a thing about myocarditis before in kids on like Yahoo or something. I'm not making this shit up. If I saw it, I saw it. If it's true or not, it's not my fault. I just read things. I don't make them up. I was surprised that all the famous people actually came on Kelly and Ryan in person. Like Henry Cavill was there, he's obviously British, and Keanu Reeves is American, kinda. He's Canadian, but I think he's one of us, right? Anyway, he lives here. So I thought everybody was going to be doing their interviews and stuff via satellite, but so if they're all coming on shows and they're all acting normal, this is what I'm saying, and they're sitting on couches and they're doing things in a normal fashion and they're there with the crowd, and then there's these spikes, and it's so confusing. It's so confusing. It seems like they're just guessing what to close at this point. Do you know what I mean? They're being too specific. And it's all, from day one, it's been, all their measures were supposedly to not overwhelm hospitals. But everything they've done about the hospitals has been the wrong move. They should have made more hospital rooms. They should have made more hospitals. Like, I don't know about where you guys live, but where I live, we have the same hospital I was born in. I think it's got another wing or something, but I think it's another wing for testing and stuff. I don't think there's actually more rooms for people to stay in. What they have made is they've made doctor's offices all over the damn place. You got to go far now to get like a physical exam. So there's all these huge buildings that are, you go see somebody, you go in there, you walk and walk and walk, and there's all these rooms, and you go into a room and you get some kind of scan. So there's all these offices, but no more hospital beds, no more hospital rooms. This is what I'm saying. If they could build, over the last couple decades, they can build all these more medical offices, so that instead of going to one place and dealing with a doctor, and if they don't know the answer, somebody walks over. Now it's like you got to get referral to go all over the damn place to all these different offices. And then when a situation strikes, there's no hospital rooms for people to stay in. But there's been all this development of all these offices for you to go to for 15 minutes and get the fuck out. Just comes out of me. But you get what I'm saying. So if it's like, if they had more centralized hospital, where it was a hospital with an emergency room and they can do x-rays and there's surgeons, you know, just make another hospital and have that one have many rooms instead of all these doctors' offices for all these specialists. And what do you call them? Primary care doctors, you know what I mean? Doctors should know how to do a bunch of shit. You should, this is what I'm saying, all this running around to all these different places, all these different appointments. That's made a nightmare mess. And like I said, you go in them sometimes, you go in these offices, and it's like you're walking in a place you could go, hello, hello, hello. Like, you wouldn't see anybody. Every time I've gone to the doctors, just not now, but like all these offices, just so many spaces. It's like, how many people are actually here working? You know what I mean? If all that space was hospital rooms for people to stay in, you know, that's a calculated decision on my part to just generate more and more money for doctors' appointments through, you know, get insurances, get people to pay for insurance, or the government pays for insurance. Then these doctors and practitioners or whatever, or hospital administrators or whatever, they try to get as much money as they can for appointment. But in terms of people being able to convalesce somewhere and get better, have more convalescent places, you know, that aren't hospitals, places where there are doctors and stuff like that. But it's more like nursing homes, but not nursing homes. Places, okay, you're sick for 2 weeks, stay there for 2 weeks. And you get fed, and people will take care of you, and they'll check on you, so you're not out contaminating everybody else. All this outpatient care doesn't help anybody either. You know what I'm saying? Everything, in my opinion, which makes me sound like an old man saying get off my lawn, which I am. I'm an old man saying get off my lawn. I'm a Karen. I'm all these things. Everything that I have a problem with can be cured by a time machine and going back. So much of this progress, so much of this shit, like I said, smartphones were the devil. Smartphones ruined every fucking thing. Having the internet the way it was in, you know, the year 2000. In the year 2000. That was good. You had a phone if you wanted one. It was a flip phone, or it was one of those little ones. You know, you had to press the number like 3 times to get a C. You know, we were doing fine with that. And then you went home if you had a computer and you went on there to check the interwebs. That was just as much as we needed. We did not need to carry that shit around in our hand. That's what ruined everything. Everybody, like I said, we could fix everything by going back. Back before Starbucks was on every corner, because I swear half of this shit is because we're over caffeinated. When America was not a coffee drinking nation, when we had milk with dinner, when people drink, you know, you could have soda or whatever, but when people weren't, it wasn't fashionable to get a coffee, and people were getting iced coffee. I mean, if your coffee got cold, you threw it out. You know what I mean? So back in those days, again, the last century, but I mean, the coffee thing was starting already by then. But the idea is that, you know, we were calmer. Somebody was one of these reactor guys. I think it was Leo, you know, Mr. Video. What did he say? He was watching some. Oh, he was talking about Rocky. He was watching Rocky, and he was saying, "I don't know, man." He said something like, "I don't know, the '70s or this time or whatever. It looks boring. Philadelphia looks boring." And I was like, this is how kids would see what I called peaceful, what I called quiet and nice times, a simpler time. It looks boring, you know? Yeah, because you weren't watching you didn't have a million screens, and you weren't making yourself nuts. We were all calm and peaceful. You know? That's why it's nice to go back. This tornado business, you know what? See, now I'm just talking too much. 26 minutes. I don't even feel like I said anything. I don't feel like I thought of anything I wanted to talk about. These fries are terrible. They're going in the garbage. I'm not a good cook. I'm not a good warmer-upper. If I really had all the proper things and, you know, and the time to cook, like really cook, like with recipes and shit, I would do that. But don't tell me those babies died in the tornado. Don't tell me that shit. Oh, they survived, thank goodness. Scared the crap out of me. Like I said, I don't understand the wildfire thing. I don't understand the tornado thing. I mean, some of these places were not common to tornadoes, but it just seems like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy, but I feel like we missed something. I feel like in the time when I was young, the 70s and 80s, maybe people weren't thinking to the future as much, thinking about how things were going to be. So they're like, I remember when they first started talking about global warming and it was how the ozone layer and stuff like that. They were like, plant a tree. Like that was how to solve it. You know, instead of being like, let's make cities of the future. Let's make, you know, how they never learned to, like, here's my theory. And I had this, suppose in these tornado, not even tornado prone areas, but anywhere could have that kind of stuff. Suppose they lived in hobbit holes. I'm serious. Suppose you built your house into the ground or into a hill. Would the tornado go over the hill? Because your house is underground. Technically, I mean, it's not. It is and it's not. But you remember what it looks like in Hobbiton, right? And how it's like one of their names was Underhill or whatever. If a tornado went over Hobbiton, wouldn't it just go over their houses? I'm serious. Wow, Tiger Woods is going to play, actually compete. I thought he was just going to play for fun, like in one of those celebrity ones. He's going to play for real, for real. Wow. You love to see it. You love to see the comeback. How many times have we had to have these horrible comebacks for people where they had a tragedy and got really banged up, but then they came back. It's cool. I don't really watch, I used to watch golf a long time ago because I liked Nick Faldo because I thought he looked like Harrison Ford. By the time Tiger Woods came around, I was doing other stuff. See, I have seasons. I have seasons where I'm interested in things. I'm not a jack of all trades, but I'm more like that. That's why I also am not a master of anything, a master of none. I just... Sounds like somebody's jumping in and out of the garbage barrel next door. Better not be jumping out of mine. Oops. I do that. My throat gets itchy and then I make that noise. And a lot of times I'll tape something and like a reaction. And I'll go back and I'll be like, my God, how often do you do that? It's really, really weird. It's really weird when you watch yourself. You're like, ew, how gross am I? You know, that's why people get self-conscious and they go get Botox and stuff like that. I know I'm never going to be gorgeous. I don't care about that. But, you know, honestly, when I was thin, I basically looked the same. Except this extra here. But there was still some. I was like, when I was like 110 pounds, right? It wasn't like this, but it was still there. So I would have had to have gone underweight. That's why I think people like Angelina look so thin. Because if you look at Angelina, like, in the video for has anybody seen My Baby? Which has Radio Man in it. The Rolling Stones video. That's like her first thing almost. She had that chubby face, you know. Those big cheeks and everything. And I think she said when she was a kid, people used to call her fish face. Because she had the lips and everything. So I think in order to look prettier, she started going underweight, which it works. It's a shame people do that, because there's been actresses and singers and people where when they start to look, to some of us they look sickly, everybody's like, oh my God, she looks so good, she lost weight. And I'm not saying that because I'm fat or people should be fat. I'm not saying that either. It's just, you know, regular should be okay, but like I said, I basically look the same. Like if I go like this and I'm not looking up, if I go like this is what I look like when I was thin. You know, I'm older, but like in my high school yearbook, you know how they have pictures of, sometimes they took a picture of people. I was doing like a vocabulary test. I look the same. You know, like I said, just a little bit less of this, but otherwise I look the same. I need a washer for the water faucet. So I only hear it dripping once. It's the bathroom that way. Once I'm like doing this, I start hearing it and I'm like, oh, everybody can hear the water drip. It picks it up. This microphone, man, it was $15 whenever the hell I bought it, because my little camera there was $19.95 because you know I'm cheap. So they've worked hard this whole year listening to my crap, filming my fatty face. But oh, seals. It's a loose seal. Alright, I'm gonna shut up until something else happens. I should just stop this now, but I like talking to myself. It's fun. Okay, local news is reporting about the Rockettes doing. It hurts my feelings. It hurt my feelings when I felt so low and tragic the day they closed Broadway because of COVID. I was like, God, the world is ending. This is it. Which it kind of did. Now they're trying to crank everything back up. And I don't know. This hurts my feelings that they just shut down the Christmas Spectacular. I just feel like the decisions are so hasty. Really, I mean, if they're trying to prevent cases, are you trying to prevent deaths? Or are you trying to prevent cases? Because it seems like for almost a year it's been about cases, not deaths. And, you know, you can ruin the world and you can ruin the economy and you can ruin everybody's lives to try to prevent deaths. But to constantly shut everybody down and fuck up their lives because you're trying to prevent cases. No. It hurts my feelings. This Rockettes, this Christmas Spectacular thing hurts my feelings. And I didn't go to that, but I went to so many concerts of Radio City. Not so many. So many for me. Somebody who didn't really have that much money. And I don't know. I missed that place. I missed that place. Man, now I'm going to feel bad again. For my own life. Damn it. By the way, I've been enjoying people's reactions some of the people are getting around to reacting to Do They Know It's Christmas? Which always makes me laugh because they never know who anybody is. These kids. I can't watch that without just wanting to be transported right to that moment. I remember how happy I was. In this room. Watching. We had the kind of TV that everybody had back then. It was like, it had like it looked like a cabinet. Like the frame is still over here. I tried to make a desk out of the frame. But, yeah. I remember. It's the best ever. So I'm going to stop talking now because I talked a lot and I don't have anything to say and I'm tired and I want to lay down. But I hope everybody's having a nice time in this Christmas season. Like I said, the Spider-Man looks like it's coming in, making people happy. I think The Matrix is going to make people happy. I mean, Keanu seems really impressed with the movie he's in. So, I mean, I'm like 99.9% positive that I would love it without even seeing it, which is crazy. Unless it goes really, you know how some things go lately. I really don't think that's going to happen. But, yeah, people could be happy and stuff, and so, I don't know, I was just looking at something. Anyways, yeah, everything's great, everything's wonderful. Watch all the stuff you can, enjoy things, be nice, don't fight, have cake, let them eat cake. I really agree with her on that. They're showing the Beatles for some reason. It's distracting me. Sorry, on extra. I just loved Get Back, that documentary. I really did. I mean, I don't know what else I could say to Peter Jackson except thank you a million times over for my favorite movie. And now this was just, I don't know, there was something about it. It was so, I almost want to say it was healing. You know, just, again, taking that time machine. But, you remember the goodness. You remember, yeah. Maybe we'll get better soon enough. Or people will. I don't know about me. But, you know. Anyways, let me shut up now.